Hi guys, welcome to the Fourth Moment Weekly Roundup, and this is where you get your weekly dose of local football action. With me, as usual, is Coach Andrew Pequeno. Andrew, how's it?
Okay, and you, Shamiel?
I'm all right, thank you.
Great.
Say something about where we are.
Yeah, listen, I've never been in such plush surroundings before. We're at the Civic Centre tonight. We're going to be at the draw of the Bale Premier Cup. So the show is being recorded here tonight. Hopefully on our Facebook page, you guys will be updated later and seeing the draw and seeing who drew who. But we're very excited today, Shamiel.
Yeah, definitely. We want to say thanks to the Bale LOC for allowing us to record the show here at the Civic Centre. So yeah, what we're going to do is nothing different than usual. We're going to look at the ABC Motsepe and the third division, and go through the results and so on. Yeah, we're going to jump in straight. I mean, we want to get inside, so we're going to get done, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Stream A is exciting.
Yeah, a lot of things happening there. Let's just get to the start. Right, firstly, Zizwe United and Hout Bay. Hout Bay were on top of the game. They had a loss against Grassy Park, if I remember.
Yeah, listen, they've lost two of their last three.
Yeah.
They lost to Grassy Park a week before. 3-2 at home. They now lost away to Zizwe.
Yeah.
And we thought Zizwe were one loss away from being out of it. Zizwe are now three wins in a row now, so they're back in it. They're 1 point behind now. So things are hotting up in Stream A.
Yeah, that's a very good win there for Zizwe United. Puts them back firmly into the run of things.
Yeah, and Hout Bay are now under pressure because they've now dropped a lot of points. The chasing pack is now compressed now.
Then the other result, I was at this match, a bit of the match, Grassy Park versus City Kings. Sure. I think, what's the word? A lackluster affair. Very tight, very, nothing really, I think, it wasn't an exciting game for the spectators. Nevertheless, I think City Kings, the defense held the Grassy Park attack at bay. I think that was the key. And obviously snatching a goal in the second half and making it 1-0 to City Kings, and Grassy Park losing at home after that fantastic win against Hout Bay.
Yeah.
Losing against City Kings at home.
Like we said last week, City Kings away record has been brilliant. They've beaten Zizwe away, Hout Bay away, they now beat Grassy Park away.
Yeah.
So listen, they're very good away from home. And as you said, they're set up very well to defend a lead. So congrats to City Kings, and they're also climbing up the log.
Yeah, and I think what was nice to see is that they're not just sitting back. They're also going and trying to score, and that's how they scored the goal there. So yeah, well done to City Kings. And then Marties and Ikapa Sporting. So Marties getting a 3-1 result there at home against Ikapa Sporting.
Yeah, I remember 2 weeks ago, Coach Roger was on the show, and he said going to Stellenbosch Marties is difficult.
Yeah.
There's no given result there, and that was great result for Marties.
Yeah, definitely.
It knocked Ikapa. Ikapa, we're right up on the coattails of Hout Bay. They've dropped down a bit. They've had 2 bad results in the last 3 games for Ikapa.
Yeah.
So listen, it's great result for Marties. We've got to say that again.
Definitely. And they're talking about Coach Roger. When we chatted to him, he also gave a lot of respect to Cape Town Spurs, and he went to Ikamfa and lost 1-0 against Cape Town Spurs. What a win that was needed by Cape Town Spurs, but not by Santos. Santos needed that 3 points there.
No, listen, Cape Town Spurs, great result.
Yeah.
1-0, at this stage of the season, they started to build a big gap now between them and Pequeno at the bottom. Pequeno are in deep trouble.
Yeah.
It's a great result for Spurs. We said last week also, you and I, that home results were going to count, and if Spurs can get the results at home, they'll be safe.
They'll be safe. So looking at the fixtures coming up for this week, we've got Ikapa Sporting hosting Grassy Park United. That will be a tough match because both teams trying to obviously get back after
that's Friday night. That's going to be a nice game.
Yeah, and then Hout Bay against Mbekwene. I think Hout Bay should get that. They need to get back into it, and that's a perfect match.
They need the 3 points.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mbekwene is struggling there. And then Santos and Marties, that's going to be a tough match.
Yeah, that'll be a nice game. I think Coach Roger mentioned 2 weeks ago they went to Marties and they just sneaked a win there.
Yeah.
And Marties, they also play on grass, so we don't have that AstroTurf grass scenario. So I think that'll be a nice game to watch, to be honest.
Then City Kings versus Zizwe, that's going to be a tough one to call.
Listen, City Kings, Zizwe. That's a game. It could be a potential banana skin for Zizwe after the good run they're on. But if Zizwe gets 3 points that's going to be big for Zizwe.
Yeah. Okay, just looking at so that's your fixtures for the week. Looking at the log there, obviously, Hout Bay still top of the log there because Santos obviously lost, so they couldn't take advantage of that. So Hout Bay top of the log there, 21 points. Santos close second with 20 points. Zizwe back in it now, 20 points, 1 point behind the log leaders. Who would have thought? Marties in 4th, and then City Kings, new boys, 5th spot.
Listen, Santos and Zizwe are 1 game less than Hout Bay, and they're 1 point behind. So if they win their games in hand, they'll be top of the log.
Yeah.
And like we said, City Kings, sure, top 5, only 3 points behind the leaders.
Yeah.
It's very congested. I mean, even Ikapa's 4 points behind with a game in hand.
Also in
so
there.
They're also in there, so is Grassy Park.
Yeah.
So, that we can go as far as saying that there are 9 out of the 9 teams in that stream, 7 are still in contention.
Yeah, definitely.
And 5 games to go.
And then just to give an idea of the log, Pequeno Sundowns right at the bottom, they're 3 points. And now Cape Town Spurs, 13 points, obviously in 8th spot.
Yeah, that's
and getting to that safe zone.
Yeah, and Pequeno need to win nearly all their games now to stay up.
Yeah. Right, looking at Stream B, Okanya United and Clearwood, 2-0 win for Okanya. Oh, sorry, for Clearwood.
Yeah,
at Okanya's home ground.
At Joycons, that's a good result for Clearwood. Clearwood is starting to, pick up points now. I think they've had 2 wins in a row now. And, they had a 6-0 the previous week. So, listen, Clearwood, they're hitting their straps. Now we're getting to the games in the next couple of weeks where the top 3 and 4 start playing each other. And I think that's where things are going to get exciting in Stream B.
Yeah, and then Young Bafana, Coach Ashraf and the boys, they're moving along. Good 3-1 win over Wanderers there in Langa. But I think we call that result.
Yeah, no, listen, Young Bafana, Coach Ashraf's done very well. 4 games, I think he's won 3 and drawn 1. And they're still top of the log.
Top of the log.
And, it's a good result away to Wanderers. It's never easy going to Langa.
Yeah. And then the other result, Man United result, 7-0. For between an Overpark and Royal Blues. You guys were in a mood to score on Saturday, or what was the story?
Yeah, no, listen, we finally took most of our chances. We still had quite a lot more. Listen, like you called it last week. You said it's going to be tough for Royal Blues coming to Hanover Park. We know the conditions. There was a bit of wind. Our turf is a bit different to their turf.
Yeah.
And listen, the boys played well. We took our chances, and I think nothing more needs to be said about that result. I did feel a bit of sadness for Royal Blues having to drive all the way back to Beaufort. No, listen, I think it will be tough.
Tough for them, definitely.
It's the same tough as a team from Cape Town going to Beaufort, not getting a result and driving back there. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But listen, we took our chances. We got a bye this week, so we can rest a bit before the last 4 games.
Okay.
And the log, hopefully in the next couple of weeks it starts shuffle. So hopefully the result helps us.
And then Battalions and FN Rangers, no result there.
Yeah, listen, going to Paarl is not easy. Now the games have been switched. All the Paarl home games are now 3 o'clock instead of 5. It's getting hotter now.
Yeah.
Listen, it's tough. But listen, away from home, if you get a point in this league, it's good. 3 points is a bonus. But I think FN, would have banked on getting 3 points.
Yeah.
And I think, that brings them, just slightly further away from Young Bafana in the log standings. But they're still, if they win all their games in hand, they'll still be top. Yeah.
And talking about FN, their next match is against Wanderers at Royal Road. So obviously one looks at probably FN Rangers walking away with the result.
On form, FN should win that one.
Then the other match taking place there, Royal Blues and Battalions, that's taking place out in Rasdin in Beaufort West. So Royal Blues got a chance to sort of get some results for them.
Royal Blues have picked up all their points at home.
Yeah.
And they got Battalions now at home. And I think their last home game is Okanya at home.
Okay.
So they've got an opportunity to pick up points at home. Battalions, they held FN last week. They're now driving to Beaufort. We don't know if it's going to be hot. We don't know what the conditions are like.
Yeah.
But, also a team playing on grass, got to go play on AstroTurf.
On a hot AstroTurf.
On a hot AstroTurf.
Yeah.
I don't want to call that one. It's going to be tight. Either way, it's 1 goal in it.
Young Bafana and Okanya United. You should look at Young Bafana probably taking that result at home in Strand. It depends. Okanya is a good side.
Yeah.
And the way the Coach Ashraf's going now with Young Bafana,
they got the momentum.
Favorites,
I think in the last 4 games, their only draw was against us and they've won the rest.
Yeah.
They're going to be tough to beat at home. Okanya went to Ubuntu, only lost 3-2, and by all accounts was a tight game.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe teams that are struggling when they go away from home, they seem to do better because there's no pressure. When you're at home, you got your supporters on your case. So maybe.
Yeah. And then Clearwood and Ubuntu, that's going to be a good match.
I think that's the game of the weekend in that stream.
Yeah.
Ubuntu, they're right up there, just behind Young Bafana on the log. They're 2 points behind, and they got a game in hand. So if Ubuntu get a result at Clearwood, they're in the driving seat.
Yeah.
But listen, Clearwood are now, as we said, they got momentum. They got a couple of wins now. They drew away to FN just before that. So there's momentum there for them.
Yeah.
I don't want to call that. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Then looking at the log there for Stream B, Young Bafana, as we've been saying, top of the log with 25 points. Ubuntu in 2nd spot, as we said, with 23, with a game in hand. Hanover Park now in 3rd spot with 21 points. FN Rangers 4th spot, 21 points. And then Clearwood completing the top 5 there with 21 points. So yeah, it's pretty tight, 25, 23, and the rest is 21. So yeah. And then looking at the bottom of the log there, we still got Wanderers at the bottom, 4 points.
Yeah. Sure.
and Royal Blues in 8th spot with 7 points there.
Yeah, and Ukanya have got 8. So technically, those bottom 3, because there's a gap of 7 points to Battalion. So technically, at the bottom 3, the team who get relegated will come out of there.
Yeah. And then just before we look at the third division results, that's it for the ABC Motsepe A and B. Just before we look at the third division results, we want to just remind you that for all the results, updated results and fixtures and logs, you can go to the website www.thefourthmoment.co.za, and also like and subscribe on YouTube and share this video as much as you can. Yes, so help us out there. Okay, third division.
Oh, it's hotting up, eh? It's at the top and the bottom and the bottom. Whew.
I don't know. Yeah, let's just go through this. I think we're done with maybe calling results. We're just giving our opinion. Sure. Whatever happens on the weekend is...
Can't call it anymore. Eh?
Yeah. Okay, so FC Houtbay and Jomos, that's 1-0 result to FC Houtbay. So these are some of the matches played obviously during last week and the weekend.
Yeah.
Greenwood on the burn there, still winning. I think, is this the 4th one on the run?
That's a 4th in a row, yeah.
It's a 3-1 win over Invincible Cravenby.
Good result.
Yeah, good result for Goal 50. Good turnaround. They 4-0 against Jamestown.
They had a big weekend.
Yeah.
They had a big weekend. We'll get to the big derby result later. But beating Jamestown 4-0 at home. Yes. Goal 50 were hovering around the relegation zone. That 6 points on the weekend boosted them.
Yeah. And then Cape Moyo and Junction Rovers beating Cape Moyo there, which is obviously JL's 2-1. Yeah. Woodlands and Ocean View, and we spoke about that match.
That was a 6-pointer.
Hey, we spoke about that match. And Ocean View again, another win.
Sure, going to Rocklands, beating Woodlands away. And Ocean View, I think, have won now 4 in a row.
Yeah.
They're right up there.
Look at the log now. Good.
They're right up there. And I mean, listen, whoever they signed during the transfer, before the transfer window closes, made a huge difference to them. Woodlands, deep trouble. Yeah. Deep trouble. We've said it for a number of weeks now. Yeah. I think that's 6 or 7 losses out of the 8 games, last 8 games. So they've been dragged down.
Yeah, obviously they haven't recovered since Coach Zari's left.
No,
so
not at all.
There hasn't been a recovery.
And I think, if we look at the log, they're 1 point above the relegation zone.
Yeah, we look at that now. Other results there, Trinis, obviously we're always watching Trinis 1-0 against Saxon.
Yeah, big result.
And then Premier United, we said it was going to be a game of goals.
Yeah.
5 goals. Premier getting away there with a 3-2 win.
At Vasco, listen, we said both teams like to score, both teams' defenses leak a bit. Yeah. That was a good result for Premier.
And then Cape Town City and Silver Spurs. Cape Town City beating Silver Spurs 2-1 there.
Yeah. I think we called that last week. We said it's tough to go to Malta Park.
Yeah, also I was sort of to the end there of that match. And Spurs were, I mean, obviously I didn't know the result when I came there, but I could see they were behind the way the game was going. Yeah. But I think the young boys actually did well to keep them out. Definitely chances created by Spurs. Yeah. City waiting for the counter. Almost scored. I think it hit the upright. And the goalkeeper of Silver Spurs made some double save. Fantastic save.
He's actually a very good goalkeeper. I've seen him.
He's a fantastic double save there to made there. But the young lighties there, Cape Town City, coming out 2-1 winners.
They're picking up the results now. They're climbing up the table.
Yeah. And Milano, Cape Town United and Matroosfontein, they always seem to be losing by 1 goal.
Yeah.
They're not getting over the hurdle.
The previous week they lost 5-4 to Premier.
Yeah, it's always by 1
goal.
And
it's 1 goal. And I don't know, we're getting to the stage now where they need to pick up points. Yeah. Them and Cape Moyo, JL Zwane need to start picking up points.
Yeah, so it's a 1-0 loss there against Matroosfontein. And then Goal 50, as we said, 6-pointer for them, 2-1 win over Junction.
The derby. The Heideveld derby. I did say last week it's tough to call a derby. Yeah. The home team, they're both home teams. They both played Heideveld Astro. I saw some pics that Ricardo Snyman put on our Facebook page. Yeah. There was a big crowd there. Yeah. Listen, Goal 50 got the bragging rights now.
So, looking at the log there, Greenwood Athletic, apologies. I think 4 points. Last week we spoke about 4 points, the difference between 1 and 2. That 4 points are still there. And if they can maintain that, they through.
Listen, there's 13 games to go. They've just got to keep on winning. Friday night, Greenwood are playing at home against Goal 50. Goal 50, we discussed. They've got momentum. They've won 2 in a row. They're now playing Greenwood at Solo. So it's a nice game for Greenwood to keep them on the.
Actually, we forgot to do the fixtures.
No, we can do some fixtures.
Fixtures for the third division. Silver Spurs and FC Houtbay. That's going to be a tough one. Judging by FC Houtbay's results of late.
That game was played last night.
That was our 14th, obviously.
Yeah,
what was the result?
Silver Spurs won, FC Houtbay won. So we were about to say FC Houtbay are tough.
Okay, so
that was a good away draw there by FC Houtbay.
Okay, then Jamestown and Matroosfontein. Yeah. That's taking place this weekend. Cape Town City and Vasco da Gama. That's going to be
a nice game.
Tough match. Yeah, I think that's in the week. That's
the Wednesday night. Yeah.
Yeah, and then on the weekend, let's look at the weekend. Greenwood and Goal 50. Now that's going to be after Goal 50's win.
Two wins on the weekend. I think that they won the derby. They got a bit of confidence going. It's not going to be easy for Greenwood, but Greenwood at solo, they're starting to pick up points now.
Yeah. Junction Rovers and Woodlands. Judging on form, I think Junction to take it.
Oh, yeah, I think so, eh?
I suppose they need to get back at somebody.
Unless there's a big turnaround with Woodlands.
Yeah.
But it's quite ironic. Woodlands are playing at the old home ground of Heiderveld.
Yeah.
So they know the field quite well, but I think Junction should win it.
And then Premier United and Silver Spurs, that's going to be a tough match.
Oh, Friday night, Downburg Road, Hanover Park's the place to be. It won't be affected by load shedding, in case you're wondering. So it's a good place to go. That'll be a nice game.
Yeah.
Both teams like to score goals. Silver Spurs have, I think, a bit more experience of playing in the league with their players. But Premier United at home, that's a tough game. If I'm Silver Spurs, I'll be happy to get a point there.
Definitely. And then Matruas and Vesco, that's taking place on the weekend.
That'll be a nice game.
Yeah. Ocean View Trinies.
Oh, at Ocean View.
Yeah.
Listen, Ocean View picking up momentum. We said that picking up points.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who they're going to play.
It doesn't
now it doesn't matter. Yeah.
They're getting, Trinies, it's going to be a tough one for Trinies. Going all the way from Eitzig all the way through to Ocean View stuff.
Yeah.
Again, a team playing on grass, going onto a turf.
Yeah.
And I actually think Ocean View might spring a surprise there.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who they play against right now. The way it's going.
I think the momentum is there.
Yeah. Saxon Rovers, Cape Town City. That will be probably a good match there.
That'll be a nice game.
Yeah. Jomo's Powers and Cape Town United, which is obviously Milano, and then Jamestown and Cape Moyo, which is the Charles one. So a lot of games taking place.
Yeah. And I think on Sunday there's a catch-up game for those who are in the Athlone area. It will be Silver Spurs versus Vasco da Gama at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
That'll be a nice game. If I had to pick two games on the weekend, I would think that the Ocean View versus Trinitarians would be a nice game. But closer to home on the Sunday, 1 o'clock, Silver Spurs versus Vasco.
Yeah, and then we've got some more matches on Sunday actually. Vasco, Invincible Gravy and FC Outbay, sorry. And then Saxon and Jomo. So yeah, as we said, all the fixtures on the website, www.thefourthmoment.co.za. Right now, let's look at the log. Greenwood at the top of the log, 4 points ahead with 46 points. Trinitarian second spot with 42. Junction Rovers, third spot now with 40 points. And Silver Spurs still in the mix with a game in hand. That's the game in hand taking place on Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
With 37 points. And concluding the top five is FC Outbay with 20 matches played, 36 points.
I think, Shamiel, we need to highlight the point that, there's a lot of log pressure now.
Yeah.
Greenwood have played the most games, let's put it out of the top five, but they've got the points.
Yeah.
So that 4 point gap, it's there, and the teams are now under pressure to get a result. And I think that pressure will start to tell, and that's to Greenwood's advantage.
Yeah. Just want to touch on the bottom of the log quickly. So we've got Invincible Cravenby now, bottom of the log with 12 points.
Sure.
And now Milano, Cape Town United, they now in that danger zone with 17 points.
Yeah.
But then Ocean View obviously creeping out of it now, 17 points. And then Cape Moyo, Giles Wani, also on 17 points in 15th spot. And then Woodlands very close on 18 points.
Yeah, that's why I said out of that bottom five, and the risk is Wanderers getting relegated from the ABC.
Yeah. If it happens, yeah.
If it happens.
Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah. Then that means a third team goes down, which means you've got to end up being fourth bottom as a minimum.
And even though Ocean View is in 16th spot, they sort of one out of all of them, which I would actually pick as coming out of there because of their momentum.
Listen, they got 12 points for their last 4 games.
Yeah.
They only had 5 points from their previous 17 games.
Yeah.
So listen, and that's why we're talking about momentum. Momentum just pulls you up.
Yeah. Okay, and that's sort of it for the ABC Motsepe and the third division, Andrew. We had some tournaments over the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got some information there.
Yes, Greenwood, congratulations to Greenwood Athletic. They won the Mornay Barnes Memorial Tournament.
Okay.
So congrats to them. And also congratulations to Cape Town Spurs. Cape Town Spurs winning the Strandfontein under 14 tournament.
Okay.
So congrats to Cape Town Spurs, current holders of the bail. We're here at the bail tonight, so it's quite ironic that we're discussing Cape Town Spurs.
Yeah.
But congratulations to those teams.
Yeah. Guys, that's sort of it from us at the moment. We'll be back, probably keep a watch on our socials for the interviews with the coaches, obviously here at the bail. We're going to try to talk to as many coaches as possible. And also, we did an interview with Coach Kurtley Daniels of Grassy Park as a start of our interviews with the under-19 coaches. Their third time they've made it to the bail now, so watch out for that also. And and obviously go enjoy the football.
Yeah, listen, the football, there's lots of football this weekend. Go and enjoy it. I'm personally planning on going to watch 2 games this weekend. I won't tell you which 2.
Okay, cool. Guys, from me, Shamiel, that's it. And until next time. And just before we go, we need to thank Pequeno for obviously being our apparel sponsor and assisting us with our apparel. Until next time, we'll see you. Cheers.
Cheers.